तेरे सपनों में मेरी सपने, तेरी सपनों में नाराजी, तुझे लगता है कि बातें दिल की होती लफ्जों की धोखेबाजी। ऐ ऐ तुम साथ हो या ना हो, क्या फर्क है। ओके, दोपहर में ये बवासीर वाले गाने काहे गा रहा हूँ मैं ऐसे ऐसे टाइम पास गा रहा हूँ। और या वी आर बैक अगेन विद अनदर लाइव स्ट्रीम। आप सबका स्वागत है फिर से। और आज हम खेलने वाले हैं आफ्टरनून चिल स्ट्रीम। और ऑब्वियसली हम आफ्टरनून चिल स्ट्रीम नहीं खेलने वाले, हम खेलने वाले हैं गंशिन एज ऑलवेज। और मैंने तुमको कल प्रॉमिस किया था कि मैं आऊँगा, और हमारे आज हो चुके हैं टोटल 400 वीडियोस ऑन यूट्यूब। बहुत बढ़िया। वैसे जो एक्सपेक्ट किया था वो हुआ नहीं, लाइक बहुत सारे हुए, बट चलो चलता है भाई। ऑब्वियसली थोड़ा टाइम लगता है, पर हमारे 400 वीडियो आ चुके हैं हमारे यूट्यूब पे, मतलब आधा यूट्यूब हमसे ही भरा है। स्टिल हमारे सब्सक्राइबर कम है, पर कोई बात नहीं, हो जाएंगे। चिल चिल चिल, रोना धोने करने का नहीं। ओके, तो मुझे जस्ट 1 मिनट मेरी स्ट्रीम चल रही है कि नहीं, मेरे को 1 मिनट देखने दो। और होल्ड ऑन कि यहाँ पर तो चल रही है क्या। ओके होल्ड ऑन, चल रही है, आवाज़ आ रही, रोना धोने करने का नहीं। ओके देयर वी गो। रोंडो, शाम को एक गेम खेलनी है हमें। उसका नाम होगा शायद से मेट्रो लाइट रिडक्स, शायद से खेलेंगे मुझे नहीं पता। खेल सकते हैं, बट 1 मिनट में आया मैं तब तक। ओके होल्ड ऑन।
Personally, I think the idea of things staying the same forever is quite beautiful. But alas, that is simply not the way the world works. Traveling to other worlds is all that anyone seems to be writing about these days. Goodness knows what they find so disappointing about their own world. Personally, I think the idea of things staying the same forever is quite
अरे मेरे
beautiful.
अम्मा के मोबाइल को चार्जिंग नहीं था।
But alas, that is simply not the way the world works.
ओके चल रही है स्ट्रीम, बहुत बढ़िया। ठीक है चलो, क्या करना है अभी। ये डेली मिशन का तेल लेने मुझे करना है ये। आ, ये भी नहीं, ये हमें ये करना था लास्ट टाइम, अगर किसी को याद होगा तो। यप, अगर तुमने नहीं देखा तो देख लेना, वो पार्ट बहुत बड़ा था और मैं दोपहर को ही कर रहा था वो, सीरियसली। let me see। टन 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 Hold on.
Traveling to other worlds is all that anyone seems to be writing about these days. Goodness knows what they find so disappointing about their own world.
अबे इसके चप्पलों का बहुत सही ना हो जाता हैं? चलो
Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before.
चलो अरे
Do you
ऑटो नहीं
still
था
have
क्या?
any questions for me before we start our investigation?
हाँ
One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins in a strange incident. The academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru village. A mysterious phenomenon exists here. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But after spending some time here, they invariably begin to calm down. Initially, the people of Aru village greatly resented having to take in the mad scholars. But a strange incident one night changed that.
ओके आ रहे आवाज
Aru village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings on the verge of collapse all around him, the then chief of the village was preparing to take everyone to safety. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A soft, green light radiated from him, like a divine glow against the backdrop of night. Despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night, all the houses remained upright, almost as if they had grown roots reaching deep into the ground. In the end, not a single building collapsed, and no one was hurt.
भाई
After that,
इस लौंडे को पूल
the
करना है
people
क्या?
of Aru village
एक
treated the
दिन है
mad
हमारे पास
scholars with
और
greater
मुझे नहीं पता मैं
kindness
करूंगा इसको यार.
and began to refer to them as the village keepers.
A soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru village?
ये नाहिरा ही रहेगी. आप
Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any of the mad scholars continued to wear their Akasha terminals at Aru village?
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the academia could still monitor their activities. With that said, the main Akasha system would no longer have any interaction with them.
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they calmed down, it was probably Nahida who calmed them.
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it appears you possess much more information than I do.
अरे
So,
लौंडे हम वर्ल्ड
what do you
ट्रैवलर
make
है.
of the story?
तुम यही तो यह झाड़ पर घूमते हो. क्या है?
Really? Lesser Lord Kusanali.
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely using the Akasha to give her power to the mad scholars!
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. I'm just struck by your reasoning. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. Is she really active in Sumeru?
हमें क्या पता?
The academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more or less ignored Lesser Lord Kusanali, and I've never had any reason to doubt their views. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds. To me, she might as well have been a god that never existed.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's
भाई
a-
वो उसका
How
एक
should
होल्ड ऑन.
Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and wise. Even if she says weird stuff sometimes.
ओके तुम्हें एक पता है क्या? उसने एक दुनिया को या एक गांव को उसके पावर से बचाया था और उसकी पावर बहुत थी उस टाइम पे और उसके बाद में भी वो छोटी हो गई. लाइक वो बड़ी थी. अगर तुम्हें देखना हो तो बैकग्राउंड
I've
स्टोरी
spent
देख
many
लेना.
years
मैंने उनके
interrogating
ऑफिशियल पेज पे
criminals,
देखी थी वो स्टोरी में भी.
so I
हमने भी
can
देख ली
easily
वो
tell
हमारे
when
स्टोरी
someone
मोड
is
में
lying.
बट मुझे याद नहीं अब.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth.
That
वो
look in your
पावरफुल है, वो
eyes.
गॉड है फिफ्थ वाली धरती।
I've never seen that from a liar. You two
लाइक
really
पहला
must have
गॉड
met Lesser
वेंटे है,
Lord
दूसरा
Kusanali.
गॉड
How can this
जोंगली,
be?
तीसरा गॉड
To think,
मरीबाल है,
our
यानी
Archon has been
याई
amongst us this
याई में
entire
को नहीं,
time.
याई,
Alright,
और
now
मैं
it's
भी
my
राइडन
turn to
शोगन,
put our skills to good use for
उसके
this
बाद ट्रैवलर
investigation.
और अभी नाहिरा। ये 5 हो गए टोटल, समझ रहे हो तुम अभी तक।
But easier said than done, especially since we don't have any leads. Maybe we can start by knocking on some doors.
हाँ चलो।
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
वेट,
Huh? Who are
अब ये
you?
कौन है बे?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak.
इजाक।
You'll help me find my grandpa, right?
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa. Why do you have to call him that? It's not like he's a bad person or anything.
The person you're referring to is not a local, yet you are. Why do you call him Grandpa?
होगा उसका भाई।
Grandpa is just Grandpa. He's my family. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you. I want to find my grandpa. I swear I'll help. I won't be a nuisance.
हाँ,
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village chief's house. I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was, but I had a vague feeling that they didn't harbor any ill intent.
Whoa. Ethan wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses. Sino, he's just a kid. All he wants is to find his grandpa. Let's find a way to help him.
I know.
Sorry, I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went. Honest. If you don't believe me, you can ask Miss Candace.
All
Chalo.
right. But first, let's confirm the facts with Candace.
लोंडो, ये जो बैकग्राउंड वाली है ना वॉइस एक्टर जो साइनो का है, वो किसी एनिमे को दिया है, मुझे याद नहीं उस कैरेक्टर का नाम, बट मैंने वो एनिमे देखा है और बहुत बार वो आवाज़ मैंने सुनी है वहाँ पर। मुझे एक पता नहीं यार, जो वॉइस आर्टिस्ट है इंग्लिश वाले, उनमें क्वांटिटी कम है क्या बे? क्योंकि गेम में भी वही वॉइस आर्टिस्ट रहते हैं, एनिमे में भी वही रहते हैं। साला वो कितना पैसा कमाते होगे बे? साला वॉइस आर्टिस्ट देखना पड़ेगा बे, कैसे बनते हैं। मैं तो बन जाऊंगा भी इजीली, तुम्हें तो पता है भाई, तुम्हारा भाई कितना मल्टी टैलेंटेड है बहनचोद। अब
Sino
इसी
is
इंडियन
super
गॉड टैलेंट में
vigilant.
रह गया
Is this
हमारा
what
जाना,
all the Matra are
बस।
like?
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know a boy by the name of Isak?
I had a feeling he'd go looking for you.
Huh? You knew this would happen?
अबे उसको
Yes.
पता ही रहेगा ना बे।
Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdropping outside the window. He really wants to get his grandfather back. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village after finding employment in the city. He was raised by his grandfather. Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak was still very young at the time, so various families in the village took turns caring for him so he could survive. Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. Isak thought the scholar bore a striking resemblance to his grandfather, and thus often spied on the man. However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. Although Isak referred to the man as his grandpa, he was afraid and didn't dare to approach him. One summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling grandpa suddenly calmed down and seemed to become more lucid. He even noticed Isak hiding in the distance. So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the village, where he patiently taught the boy the names of the stars, and accompanied Isak until he fell asleep. The next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again, only to realize his grandpa no longer recognized him. However, even so, Grandpa retained his calm expression. It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy, but
भाई
appeared
ये
to be living
बोरिंग
in
नहीं
his
लगता
own
कभी कभी
world,
हैं?
almost as if he were sleepwalking.
बोरिंग नहीं लग रहा मुझे, but
Isak was thrilled that
seriously,
his
like, I
grandpa
don't
was
know,
able to find peace
but
and would follow
like
him all the
मुझे
time,
नहीं पता क्या
asking him
बोलूं मैं.
things like, Grandpa, want me to take you somewhere fun? Or, Grandpa, could you tell me stories about the stars again?
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad. It seems like they both deserve so much better.
Perhaps. Nearly everyone who lives in the desert has some form of hardship or regret. But even so, we must still continue on with our lives. It's also my reason for fighting.
Hmm?
I must continue to protect this land.
चलने दो भाई.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate god watching over them.
Huh? What did you say, Sino?
No, nothing. As long as Esau keeps his word and doesn't get in our way, we can take him along.
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for. Please accept my thanks on Isak's behalf, Sino.
भाई कितना दम से चलता है बे साला. मुझे सही में कभी कभी ना ऐसा लगता है भाई गेम है भाई, स्टोरी गेम है, बट यू नो लाइक कुछ लिमिट रहती है. लाइक तुम जरा थोड़ा सा फास्ट बोलो ना डायलॉग. पता है
Hey,
ये इतना
Isak!
धीरे धीरे.
Oh, it's you guys!
We've cleared everything up. Let's go find your grandpa.
वो पीछे कौन है फिर?
Really? Wow! Thank you so
एंड जो
much!
पीछे ग्रैंडपा है ना बे, क्या है, योर ग्रैंडपा विल फाउंड सेम एंड सेफ है वो. भाई मैं सेम बोल रहा हूँ बे.
Let's ask the local residents some questions first.
अरे वो बुढ़ाओ चाचा को बोलो कुछ. ओके ये खत्म नहीं होगा भाई. अरे बुढ़ाओ बोल रहा हूँ, मुझे देख रही हो तो मेरे पास कितने हैं अभी. ओ 9093. और होल्ड ऑन, ये आया क्या नया? ये कब आने वाला है? हैं? कब आएगा ये? ओ 2 दिन है मेरे पास. फक 40 करने रहते ना. मैं यहाँ पर ही हूँ अभी, 11 फ्लोर और सेकंड चेम्बर. मेरे को थर्ड आता ही नहीं, मैं बहुत मुश्किल है. यो यो
Excuse me, did you happen to see where the missing scholars went?
You mean the village keepers? Oh, let me think. When I was eating dinner the other day, I saw one of them by the side of the road, muttering away and eating mushrooms and tree roots. They shouldn't go around eating that kind of stuff.
Okay. Did you notice anything else?
Anything else? No, I think that's all I have to tell you. Sorry.
अबे जा क्या रहा है? होल्ड ऑन ब्रो. भाई सो रूड डॉग. इसके चप्पल कितने बज रहे बे? होल्ड ऑन होल्ड ऑन. यू सी होल्ड ऑन. अबे इन लोगों ने कितना डिटेल में
The
काम किया है बे.
scholars that have gone missing.
अरे सबके पैरों की आवाज अलग है.
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
अबे
Don't
यार.
change the subject.
Right. You were asking about the mad scholars. I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night. But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past. If it weren't for them, my house would have collapsed long ago.
Do you also think Grandpa and the others are good people?
Grandpa? Oh, hello there. It's little Isak. You mean that nice man who looks like your grandpa's long-lost twin, right? He was actually the one who protected my house. I saw it with my own eyes. He happened to be staying near my house that day and was doing something with his hands on the ground. It still feels pretty surreal now that I think back on it. Did someone teach them how to do that? Well, whatever the case, I'll always be thankful to him and whoever taught him to look out for others. I'm pretty sure that if I ever went mad, I wouldn't be able to do anything like that.
Gotcha. Thank you.
चलो एटलीस्ट ये जल्दी जल्दी हो रहा है क्योंकि मैं कर रहा हूँ जल्दी जल्दी कि पैरों के बहुत आवाज आ रहे हैं पर मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है नो एक नीचे जाना है ओके
Sir, the one who likes to sit and space out near the village entrance.
Oh, well, if it isn't Isak. Oh, your grandpa, huh? It's been a while.
अबे
The
जो
last time
बोला है
I
वो
saw
पूछना है
him,
यार
He was spacing out by the road as usual. I went and asked him if he'd like any of the food I had prepared, despite my wife's protests. Like many people, she's really quite terrified of them. And speaking of my wife, she's still always complaining about how I don't make enough mora. That might explain why she's always mad at me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking care of him.
It was nothing. You're looking for him, right? Did he go for a walk and get lost?
हाँ
Yeah.
क्या
That's no good. Well, once you found him, come by my place again and I'll cook a little something for the both of you. I've known you since you were very young. So as far as I'm concerned, you're family. Please feel free to come by any...
Wow,
Anytime.
what a nice guy.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
हाँ साइनो को क्या होगा
Don't say anything for now. Isak, stay here. Let's head over there. Stay quiet as you move.
ओके 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 स्टार्ट हुआ ना राइट चलो
Listen, see if you can make out what they're saying.
Have you heard? The mighty Scarlet King, the sovereign of our faith, will soon return to this world.
Yes, of course I have. The Scarlet King is the one and only true ruler of this land. I've never believed in any other gods. Still, you say he's coming back, but it sure doesn't feel like life's about to change around here anytime soon. What's your proof?
Haven't you noticed? The village has been getting more deranged scholars than ever. Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before the fall of the Scarlet King's civilization in ancient times. We don't quite know why, but it seems like there's some sort of connection between insanity and the Scarlet King. Isn't it a sign of the Scarlet King's power that all the mad scholars have disappeared?
भाई ये
If you ask
ऊपर
me,
क्यों करते
they
हो बे
must have been chosen as the
किंग
final
दशरथ
sacrifice
लाइक
for the Scarlet
उसके
King's
दो नेम थे
resurrection.
या उन्होंने गलती से ऊपर
Now
डाल
that you
दिया
say it, that
या
does
वो
make
भूल
some
गए थे और
sense.
वो बाद में उन्होंने एडिट कर लिया क्या था
Does this mean our lives are finally going to take a turn for the better?
Exactly. Those city folks will get what's coming to them.
Now, repeat everything you've just said from the very beginning.
Huh?
Who are you? Where did you come from?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
चलो चलना जल्दी लौड़ू
Bro, this guy's something else. Just look at his eyes. One wrong move, and he's gonna flay us alive.
Let's not get on his bad side, okay? I am no match for this guy.
Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about the Scarlet King's resurrection.
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink the other day. Here.
Hey, go on. Keep talking.
It's true. It's all true, sir. We desert folk have had more than enough of those people at the academia. They keep sending us all their mad scholars and won't let us have a good life. Would you want to live like this if you were in our place? The radicals were even more thrilled than me when they heard the news. We're all praying for the Scarlet King's speedy return. Delavar also said that once the Scarlet King returns to our side, it's only a matter of time before we conquer the land on the other side of the wall.
अरे
We're all willing to serve under the Scarlet King and fight for a share of the glory.
अरे
Is
भाई
that
बाहर
so?
तुम गए तो तुम्हारे बहुत पेल लेंगे तुमको.
Seems like he still wants to know more. Keep talking.
Hold on.
Got it. At first, I told myself it was just the drink talking, but then all the mad scholars vanished without a trace, just as the rumors said.
ओके तो तुम्हें बता दे कि अगर ये बाहर अटैक करते हैं, ठीक है, लाइक हमारे कहा मॉन्स्टर्ड पे, तो उधर कौन पेलेगा उसको? हमारा वेंट ही पेलेगा, मतलब इन लोगों को. अगर इन्होंने अटैक करने की कोशिश की, उसके बाद जोंगली पेलेगा लियो में, उसके बाद हमारी बाल पेली. अगर ये गलती से भी बाल की जगह पर गए ना भाई, कसम इनकी स्टोरी खत्म. सीरियसली बोल रहा हूँ. क्वीन है वो इधर की,
Please
पेल
don't beat
देंगे
me
वो.
up just for mentioning these rumors. If I'm
मेरे को
guilty,
देखने ही
then
बे
everyone
उनकी
else
फाइट,
around here is also guilty.
क्वीन स्कारलेट
I'm
की
just saying what
और
the
हमारी
others said.
राइडन शोगन की.
The
फक
people
ब्रो,
here really
Just
like the
imagine.
Scarlet King, but dislike the Dendro Archon.
Where is this radical person you talked about?
I haven't run into him over the past few days, so he probably hasn't been around the village. What about you, man? Have you seen him at all?
No, not at all. We wouldn't dare lie to you. He's really not here right now.
Sounds like you're not too close with the radicals.
No, of course not. All we know are their names.
I have many ways to stop you from talking, and many others to stop you from sending warning messages. So you'd best just stay home and hope I don't hear of you trying to contact anybody. Don't do anything until I've gotten to the bottom of this. Try something foolish, and even Candace won't be able to protect you.
Yes, got it. We'll do just as you say.
चलो.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty terrifying.
घंटा हमको फर्क नहीं पड़ता. साइनो इतना याद रखो, तेरे को भी पेल देंगे हम.
It's like he's used to hearing that. Oh, Paimon bets lots of people have told him that before.
I heard that.
Sorry.
It's part of being a Matra. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. But we need to check a few more places.
चलो.
Very well.
Isak!
I'm here.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take you there. Just follow me.
चलो. चल भाई बच्चे, एटलीस्ट बच्चा तो वेट कर रहा. ये क्या उसका घर? यो कितना स्लो है बे, बहुत तरीके. चलना.
Grandpa? Oh, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze, and other times he just pokes at the ground with his fingers. Every now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa.
भाई मेरे को इसमें भी नींद ना आ जाए भाई से. ना नहीं आएगी ऐसे. अच्छा लग रहा है. मुझे बाल का पसंद है यार. बाल के बाल बहुत क्यूट है, लाइक बहुत बड़ी चोटी है उसकी. मेरे को है ना बड़े बाल वाले लड़के पसंद है.
This is where Grandpa usually stays.
ये घर है उसका.
There sure isn't much here.
No.
Incense? Please don't say it's the same one as before. But are you okay? Are you getting dizzy or need to lie down?
There's a scent that you can sense, but I can't.
A certain traveler here once passed out from that smell. Thankfully, Tainari saved the day. And then he gave us a long lecture to explain all about how it worked.
So, you know Tainari?
Huh?
Uh-huh.
You know him too? Are you two friends?
Yes. Now that I concentrate, I can also make out the scent of incense.
Wait, surely Tainari didn't lecture you too.
No, no need.
Okay.
Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house?
ना फॉरेस्ट में
In
था
the
वो.
forest. From a scholar.
चलो. डेरिन. Okay, hold on. क्या है? Look for objective. Like fuck. Hold on, let me see. Observe fruit print. Okay, hold on, let's see. Okay, at least कुछ मिला है हमें.
What are you looking for, Sino?
Here it is.
Footprints.
Take a look right here.
Paimon doesn't see anything.
Although the traces have been completely buried in the sand, there are footprints here, from the size and shape. They belong to an adult male. This pattern is a common one from this area. Local shoes. This was probably someone from the village. The scent is quite faint, but still extant. The footprints head in the direction of the door.
But who would come looking for Grandpa? He doesn't have any friends.
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with the incense.
Huh? So you can lure someone away with
भाई
just
मेरे को
scent?
देखने दो ना बे कितनी बार मुझको ऑप्शन दे
What's
रहे हो
wrong
बे.
with liking good food? Everyone's got something they love in life.
Exactly. Most scholars are fond of incense, since the smell supposedly helps them clear their minds and discover new knowledge. Even deep within the clutches of madness, they still yearn for their knowledge-seeking days, and will follow the scent whenever it presents itself.
No, Grandpa.
So someone's taking advantage of their weakness? Huh. Still, why would anyone want to abduct all the scholars?
भाई मुझे इसका
Are the
बुढ़ाओ
rumors
देखना है
really
सीरियसली.
true? Could the disappearance of all the mad scholars have something to do with the radicals?
It's highly likely.
Please, you have to save my Grandpa. Grandpa's never done anything wrong.
Sounds like we'd better help get him back. Don't you worry, Isak. We won't let whoever took him get away with it.
Let's head to Aru village and inform Candace and the others about what we learned here. After that, we'll set off to find the scholars.
पानी पिया जाए. Hold on.
Right. The darker fabric definitely looks a lot better. That'd be my choice too.
We're back, Candace. We've got a lot to tell you.
Ah, welcome back.
Sounds like everyone's friends already.
Oh, Dia's here too.
You bet. So, everything goes smoothly?
Reasonably.
Alhaitham didn't go with you?
We haven't seen him at all.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance earlier and figured he was investigating with you. I guess he must have gone off on his own.
Did you find out anything useful?
भाई वो कौन सा आर्कॉन है बे वो रेड वाली.
I see. So someone used a kind of incense to lead the exiled scholars away from the village.
मुझे खुद पता नहीं है. लाइक वो मुझे लगता है
The
कभी
resurrection of the
हाइड्रो
Scarlet
है
King?
या पायरो है.
First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of
दोनों में
incense
से
you
एक
just
है वो.
mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, but as you can see, there aren't many scholars still studying around these parts. No seller would be able to make a profit here. Not to
Okay.
mention making incense is a labor-intensive process. You won't see anybody in the desert with the patience to make or sell something that requires that kind of effort. It seems someone from beyond the wall must have been supporting this.
Makes sense.
कोई देख रहा है ना उनको पीछे से?
So what should we do then? Do we go back to the academia and search for leads there?
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. But today, you've got me on your team, so you get an extra tip. Didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also like to drink at the tavern, so I know a thing or two about these radicals he mentioned.
If Paimon remembers correctly, the leader of the radicals is some guy called Delavar.
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Enger, the wide-eyed butcher, and Jabari.
चलो बोलो जल्दी.
These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in the Scarlet King.
ये
Way
तो
they
कोई
see
पीछे
it,
से सुन
the
रहा कोई.
Scarlet King's resurrection is their only chance at overthrowing the academia. Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the desert. Anyway, that's my guess why they've chosen to become radicals.
Tia, you're amazing! You really know this place inside and out.
चलो. उसको समझ आया?
No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence. Every mora I've spent in the tavern has been a valuable investment.
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying right here, Sino.
Why?
Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. I'd bet word about you has already gotten out. The desert is unforgiving, so the way of life here is also a lot tougher than
अरे
on the
भाई
outside
हम
of
है
the
ना
wall.
वह हैंडल करने
You
के लिए.
survive on making connections out here. Compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skills to speak of. But that also makes it a whole lot easier for me to gain the locals' trust. I need to go around and ask some questions, but it'll be difficult if you're with me.
चलो.
Fine.
Good, then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with me, and we'll try our best to figure out where the Mad Scholars have been taken. Sino, you'll have to stay in the village and continue investigating on your own.
All right, sounds like a plan.
चलो. एटलीस्ट भाई हमारे पास टेली पॉइंट तो है भाई. मैं भूला नहीं था. आई गाइस सेड मैंने उस दिन ही किया था कुछ. तब भी मेरे पास 2-3 नहीं खोले मैंने. ओह फक ब्रो. दोपहर का टाइम है सीरियसली. मैं तब भी मेरे को नींद आ रही है हल्की सी.
Well, here we are again.
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel. How can a wall this tall?
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way when I was a kid. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstorms?
लोंडो यार वो ये नहीं क्या बे अटैक ऑन टाइटन उसमें देखो वो वॉल से रहती
It was only
है. अच्छे
after I
रहते ना.
grew up that
मैंने
I
देखे
realized
अटैक ऑन टाइटन.
the wall of Samiel isn't just there to
I'm
keep
just
out the
waiting for
sandstorms.
season 4
It
or
serves
maybe
a
season
more
5
important
of
purpose,
Attack on Titan.
keeping out people like us.
It's gonna release on
Sumeru is run by
January
wise and mighty sages. To them,
2023.
us desert
Yeah,
dwellers are
23.
nothing but tools that can be used and discarded at their... We're cheap labor, like livestock, but easier to control. Nothing more. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The academia believes we're underserving. Geniuses like Sataria are 1 in a million. The other children never get a single chance to try and rewrite their fate, even though the academia knows very well that we're humans, just as they are.
That's terrible.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Yeah.
Hey, Dia. You're not thinking about doing anything scary, are you?
No, not at all. This place just gets me thinking, that's all.
भाई मुझे अटैक ऑन टाइटन देखने का मन कर रहा. वो मैंने देख लिया है ना ऑब्वियसली.
We gotta catch those.
Mm-hmm.
Shh. Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. We don't want anyone to find out what we're here for. Our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Maybe we'll find someone I know.
चलो यहाँ पर कौन रहता है? नीलू ना? नीलू रहती है यहाँ पर, नीलू.
Just our luck. None of them are here today.
ना नीलू नहीं रहती यहाँ
You
पर.
don't see anyone
नाहिदा,
you know?
maybe नाहिदा रहती
Yeah,
है.
is that you? What a coincidence. You here for a drink too?
Zaki. Finally, a friendly face.
Oh.
इसने
and
सुना
who
था
do you
क्या?
have with you here? Guests from another land?
Hello, nice to meet you. Hey, nice to meet you too.
Hello, hello. I'm Zaki. Dia's, how would you put it? Drinking buddy?
We've had drinks together a few times. You could say we go back a ways. Anyway, as far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby, are they? You rarely see any Outlanders so friendly and respectful nowadays.
Absolutely. Much better than those people on the other side of the wall. So, Dia, are you looking for someone?
Yeah. Have you seen Enger, Delavar, or Jabari recently?
Of course I have. Matter of fact, we
Oh.
were drinking together just a few days ago.
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends might be interested. Know where I could find him?
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then I assume you also know that Delavar's been having a hard time making ends meet these days. So, you came here to help him out?
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be made, why not do it together? Besides, Delavar and his friends have muscle. They'd be a good fit for escorting the goods.
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar's my friend too, so of course I can take you to him. Come with me.
चलो. अबे यार, पैदल ही जाना पड़ेगा. Fuck. रुको. चलो. Dun, 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 dun.
Are we there yet?
क्या बता भाई हमें?
Yep, this is the place.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on, a wild stab in the dark. You're like lambs to the slaughter.
अबे यार, पागल यार. इनको क्या लगता है भाई हम चूते हैं क्या भाई?
What's this all about, Zaki?
भाई तुम एक समझा दो.
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village? The boys have kept a close eye on you from the moment you set foot there. Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the academia to look for the missing scholars.
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
Uh-oh. Paimon knew leaving Sino behind was a mistake.
And And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't you? Who do you think you are?
अरे
You really
यार
thought
अब
we'd fall
मैं
for your
मैं
little
लड़ लूंगा
business
बे
deal
बवासीर.
nonsense?
So you and Delavar have been partners all along.
Dia, I guess it's only natural for a traveling mercenary like you to be out of the loop. Those of us who hang around the tavern have stronger bonds than you think. But you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like to see than the desert folk overthrowing the academia.
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second of it.
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Enger, you're here too, huh?
पागल
Long
यार.
time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers of the Scarlet King
दारू पी के आया
despise
बे.
the most.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand that the Scarlet King is greater than the Dendro Archon. Little did I know, you don't deserve to join us.
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars, all because of some baseless rumors. Anything else I'm missing out on?
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only one thing on their minds. Mora. Pathetic. You're all like a pack of street rats.
अरे
You're not wrong.
यार.
Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with
इतनी
whoever's
बड़बड़
paying
कर रहे हो
them.
बे. सालों
As
में
long
अभी
as
क्या
there's
भी
a
पेल
profit to
देता
be
इन
made,
लोगों को.
anyone can become my friend.
Enough talking. Get him.
There we go, baby. चलो प्लीज कोई मत आना.
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Obviously bro. ये देखो. चल.
Into the wind. Clouds high.
मैं बोला था तुमको मत नादे मत लगो मत लगो मत लगो. अरे क्या बवासीर है बे तुम. हो गया तुम्हारा.
Impossible. How could you?
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural for a traveling mercenary like me to be out of the loop. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I mean, that is what I said after all. And of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary, but you've never seen me in action. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real fighting. That so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses her connections to gain the trust of others. That's what you thought, right?
You lied in the village because you figured that we'd have people watching you.
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart. Pathetic. Okay, that should be all of them.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aru village?
ये नहीं पता था मुझे.
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple suspicious-looking people while you were out investigating.
Oh, but instead of catching them right away, you let them report back.
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to get the real catch, we have to be patient and give it some time.
Oh, you mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle Ampu's house? The wide-eyed butcher, scar-riddled bandit, Paimon can't remember them all.
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Enger and Delavar like to talk
सबसे ज्यादा
themselves
पैसा
up.
कौन कमाता है तुम्हें पता है इस गेम में?
Enger, the
Paimon.
wide-eyed butcher, and Delavar, the
Seriously.
scar-riddled bandit, are the
I'm not kidding
names that came
dog.
up with
Seriously,
them
just
themselves.
like Paimon हर
Paimon
जगह
has a
रहता
way of
है.
making people
Just
share
remember.
what they really think. So Enger and Delavar are always rambling
Like
in taverns
every
about
जगह
how
है
the
वो.
Scarlet King is a superior
Starting से
deity.
ending तक वही बक करता रहता.
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to track him down. That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked to. You know, the one
Anpu.
who wanted to treat Isak and his grandpa to some food.
Wait, so he's a radical too?
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper think that I was making some wild guesses based on my impressions.
Wow, a genius idea! Well, that's an expert mercenary for ya.
Ah, you're too kind. It was straight from the usual playbook, if I'm honest.
That thing you were saying before, is it really true?
About what?
About how mercenaries only care about Mora, and that anyone's a friend as long as there's a profit.
Does that bother you?
ऐसे मेरे को कुछ बॉदर नहीं करेगा ये चीजें भाई पावा से रे वो क्या
What makes
लेगा
you so sure?
hold on एक सेकंड देखने दो
Dia, do you dislike the...
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon.
चलो मुझे को इसका आर्कॉन देखना है कि ये है कौन इसका आर्कॉन ही नहीं दिखता बे लाइक ये कौन से आर्कॉन है ये मेरे को हाइड्रो लग रहा है या पायरो लग रहा है दोनों में से कंफ्यूज हूं मैं
Unless they were truly compassionate. I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently.
Like we can't see.
The radicals' blind belief
Hold
in
on.
the Scarlet
Let's
King,
see here.
making
Nah,
the
we
Dendro
can't see
Archon
her.
out to be an
Yeah,
enemy.
maybe we can
That's
see.
all
We
we
can
have to
see.
do
Here we
is
go.
trickery.
She's a pyro. She's
But I
pyro.
see through it all.
Yo,
And unlike
finally,
them,
we got it.
I can never be hostile towards anyone who's never done anything wrong.
Dia...
Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. Traveler, lend me a hand. Let's tie him up and bring him to the village.
चलो
This should be all of them. I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch. Until then, please stand by.
Candace, do you need any help?
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust her, so you can too. She's been guarding Aru village for quite some time now. If anyone is qualified to question the offenders, it's her.
While I'm questioning them, why don't you pass some time by exploring the area?
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler.
चलो ये भी ठीक है
As for these idiots, let's just hope they live to see another day.
खत्म स्टोरी ओके होल्ड ऑन चलो
Hey, Dia!
Right on time.
Dia, do we learn anything from the criminals?
We'll know any moment now.
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well. Have you been friends for a long time?
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person. Even though she's an extremely strong warrior, she never misuses her powers against others.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say, never take the fight outside the ring.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she is, and shoulder that kind of responsibility. Us mercs, on the other hand, we pretty much live from one day to the next.
Well, Paimon thinks you're great too.
Really? Thanks for that.
Oh, Sino's here, and he's pretty early too.
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Oh, you mean you taught Candace some more persuasive methods?
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.
चलो लाइक दरवाजा खुलने का चाहिए था यार मजा आ जाता ये ऐसा लोडिंग का नहीं चाहिए था सीरियसली
Candace, where? Whoa, you look furious.
Do I? Huh. What gave it away?
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corners of your mouth.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry. I'm sure everyone present would agree.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, don't feed us anymore. We're gonna die.
Well,
कौन था बे?
looks like Sino taught her well.
ये कौन था बे?
You fear death yourselves, yet you do not hesitate to place the lives of others at risk. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the village keepers. They are vital members of our
ये
community,
बुढ़ाओ को कितने अंदर
and
लाया बे?
some even count them as family. You come here to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones towards your goal. Tell me, what would you do to...
Mercy! Please have mercy!
You've made your bed.
We may both be desert dwellers, but there is one thing that I understand better than you. The resurrection of the Scarlet King will only result in war. And war serves no one. The people of Aru Village care little about which god is in power. Life may be tough and tiring, but we wish to preserve our way of life. A war would only cause us to lose all that we have. And that is not a responsibility that you can afford to shoulder.
We understand. We're sorry. I'll tell you everything I know. Please, just let us go.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors in the tavern. That's how we ended up hearing about the Scarlet King's resurrection. Some mystery man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to usher in the Scarlet King's resurrection. They give their lives, and we can get anything we wish for.
They're called village keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
Yes, sorry.
ये दो बार बचा
It
इसीलिए
was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread word about the Scarlet King's resurrection and talked us into helping him. In return, he said he'll help facilitate the resurrection process. I'm not sure.
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you die by my hand.
ये बात.
Wait, I'm telling the truth. We don't know anything. It was all him.
2.
He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. Then the mystery guy takes them from there.
3 बोल ले.
Believe me, please. I'm telling the truth, I swear. Just ask them if you don't believe me.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
चल हम जा रहे हैं.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beating to keep his secrets. No way. That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face. He calls himself the Scarlet King's envoy.
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu? What do you mean?
अबे हमको तुम बहुत सारी के एक शब्द ने निकाला तुमने अभी तक. पेल दिया. ये बात.
Smooth.
Okay, speak.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak of could be from the academia.
अरे अनपू तो भाई.
People from the academia attempted to take the village keepers away. I refused, insisting that they are part of our community. It strikes me now that this secretive character shares the same goal they had.
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spreading a false rumor to trick the radicals into delivering the village keepers right into their hands. They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're trying to take them back? We aren't gonna let that happen.
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the village keepers?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. A change in their plans likely means they found another way to exploit the scholars. Regardless, our top priority now is locating the village keepers.
You're right. Isak is still waiting for news on his grandpa.
Time to go. Let's leave the village and try to track them down.
Yes. Pack up and get ready to...
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the radicals. Leave everything outside the village to us.
All right.
Let's meet back here once everyone's ready.
चलो हमारा तो हो गया. There we go. हमको कुछ मिला नहीं है वैसे। फक ब्रो, एक सेकंड में, मुझे 1 मिनट देखने दो। के यहाँ से हम ये ले सकते हैं। ये क्या है? फेदर, 1 2 3 4 फेदर है। ओके, इवेंट डिटेल, ये फेस्टिवल, ये हुआ था, ये रह गया था, राइट। उसके बाद इवेंट डिटेल में क्या है? होल्ड ऑन, लेट मी सी। लाइक वी हैव टू डू दिस शिट सीरियसली। फक ब्रो, मैं ऑफ स्ट्रीम कर लूंगा ये, ठीक है। ये हमने किया नहीं है और ये कल जाने वाला है। चलो ट्राई करते, टाइम पास कुछ ना कुछ तो करना है ऑब्वियसली। 2 मिनट का ब्रेक है, फिर से टूर मिशन चालू हो जाएगा। यही सही भाई, मेरा मन कर रहा था इसके लिए फाइट करने का भाई। ओके, इसका सही है वैसे। Bro, it's just copy of who? Hold on, let me see. I don't know. I don't know her name. चल।
This moment will be frozen in time.
Don't be such a brute. Let's spark things up a...
I'll settle this.
चल, इसका आर्टिफैक्ट देखो तो। हाँ हाँ, ओके ठीक है। मेरे मुंडी का है दुख रहे में। बैक टू द मिशन। आई डोंट नो कितना दूर जाएगा ये। मैं ऑफ स्ट्रीम करूंगा वो, ठीक है। और लोंडा इधर बैठा है।
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we have deduced thus far.
You were gone for ages, and now you're suddenly sitting here musing to yourself? Hey, what's with the silence?
You never think things through.
ये भाई ये कैसे आ जाता है? कहाँ से आता पर शांति से सुनता है लोंडा।
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname! Never mind. Paimon's got nothing. There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy. Makes it so hard.
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly, I stayed in the village to investigate. Anyway, you plan to leave Aru village and keep searching for the truth of this matter, yes?
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything more by staying here, so we thought that we might as well take the search elsewhere. Enough with the silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
All hate them. You haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru village. Bold of you to question our choices.
Yeah, you're all talk!
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do, which I've now finished.
Really? Paimon doesn't believe you.
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you of my whereabouts. Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important information that you all had missed.
Huh? Right here in the village?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But before that, you need to understand where she's coming from.
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers tell us?
You mean some of them lied to us?
मुझे क्या
Hiding
पता?
the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Again, these people have their reasons. Remember what Gandis said? Most people in Aru Village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. That's because whether the Scarlet
मैं आ रहा हूँ एक
King
मिनट
or
में.
the Dendro Archon has power is of little significance to them. By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without good reason. That's why you believed there was no further information to be found in this village. Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. In fact, she's been observing your every move since you arrived.
Hold on.
The reason being, to someone who only
Who is
wants to
she
live
though?
their life in peace, any external factors introduce
I don't know.
unpredictability into the equation.
Oh,
Those fierce
okay.
eyes.
So here we go.
You look like a real fighter.
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and strength.
Right. You were asking about the Mad Scholars.
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are Scarlet King fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radicals' next target.
अच्छा.
Since I
Oh.
last saw them, I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at...
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything that occurs at night.
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past. If it weren't for them, my house would have collapsed long ago.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru Village at night. In other words, the young miss was very much awake during that time.
Then why would she lie?
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself. As for why she might be so wary about all this, maybe you should ask her.
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me. If so, it's best if I stay out of this.
We're on it!
चलो फिर से अंदर जाना है ये बकचोदी करो बहन
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier, I've brought someone with me.
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but how can I make sure that your friends think the same as you?
Huh? What do you mean? We need to clarify our stance or something?
Go ahead and talk to her. You'll get the answers you want. Go on. Earn her trust.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler? Hi, Traveler. I want to ask you something. Do you think the resurrection of the Scarlet King can truly change Sumeru for the better?
Nah,
Why's that?
because it will only result of
That's
conflict.
very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. That's why I'm willing to talk to you, even though I do have some reservations. Before, I wouldn't even have the courage to ask something like this. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
Obvious. I don't know.
Yeah! We came here from another nation, so it isn't wrong of you to be weary. And we aren't really residents of any one nation. But even so,
हम
we've
घूम
met
फिरे
lots
लोग
of
हैं.
people from
हम हमारा झोला उठाएंगे और इधर उधर घूमेंगे।
for what we believed in. We have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them.
ओ लोंडो पीछे देखो।
Decided to stay here for a while.
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back for more information.
Alhaitham told us you have your reasons. It's okay. We understand.
The fact is that only one side of my family is desert folk. I don't really fit in anywhere in Sumeru. Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in the Scarlet King. I don't belong to either side, and neither side would want me.
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise traitors. Do they just think that anyone who's different from them is a traitor?
क्या बता ब्रो?
Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and beliefs. It makes no difference what I say or how I behave. I'll always be suspected of having ulterior motives. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. All I want is to live my life in peace, and then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me disappeared with no explanation, and I didn't dare breathe a word about it to anyone.
You can tell them. I'm sure she'll keep your secret.
All right. I'll tell you what I told Alhaitham. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes, I hear strange crying sounds in the night.
There are ghosts?
Perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it's definitely the sound of crying. It comes from far away in the distance, and always carries very raw emotion. It
वो
used to
पक्का
be
नाहिडा
louder and
रहेगी।
more frequent. But ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to happen as often. And when it does, it's much quieter. I have to focus really hard to make it out.
I confirmed this
पक्का ये
with the
नाहिडा
guards on night
रहेगी।
duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and he's heard similar sounds at night. But because we're in the middle of a desert, he would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
There's really nothing around these parts, except for an old hospital not far from the village.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
Yeah, let's go.
चल एटलीस्ट भाई कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग मिला है ब्रो। फक यहाँ पर जाना होगा और यहाँ पर जाने के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है। सक बहुत दूर से जाना होगा। लेट्स गो। Like we can't do anything, dog. Seriously, fuck. Okay, there we go. Okay, हम hold on. अगर फास्ट जाना है तो हमारे पास होंगे फास्ट वाले कैरेक्टर्स। उसमें आएगी एलियन और सायू। There we go. चलो सायू चलो। सो मत हर बार।
I'm out of here. Make my escape.
Dun 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 dun. Oh yeah, baby. What's it?
Can't touch me.
क्या बोलती है?
Is this the place? Ah, monsters! Watch out!
Chill.
Gotta dash.
Shine down.
Hey, come on out.
Wow.
There is no escape.
Adorn my Ignite! The wind knows me.
Quietly now. Game's up. Fun's over.
Inazuma shines eternal!
They were easier to deal with than Paimon had expected. Super strong bandits? Or monsters taller than buildings dropping out of the sky? Or, something like that. He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
क्या
This
होगा?
is the one.
चलो एटलीस्ट वही कर रहा भाई. There we go.
Let's go in and take a look.
Okay, sir. इधर हॉस्पिटल है क्या? मजा क्या बे?
Hey, Ohitham, we haven't found squat. Are you sure we aren't wasting our time here?
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then,
क्या?
I'm taking a break.
And just like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought a book to read? What are you reading? Let Paimon see.
पढ़ता क्या है बे वो?
Okay, sure.
Huh? The natural position, which is the positional propensity of an entity in natural motion in contrast with an object in forced motion? Huh? When free from external influences, every entity displays the tendency to follow its natural trajectory?
So, you got that?
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya.
वो पढ़ता क्या है बे? ना भाई उसके पास कोड रहेगा.
Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey, Paimon's your Tibet travel guide. Paimon knows plenty of useful stuff already. And anyway, it's not Paimon's fault that the books people read in Sumeru are so complicated.
ये भाई ये रात का माहौल बहुत सही है. डेजर्ट का लाइक बहुत सारे स्टार्स दिखते हैं ना डेजर्ट में.
Paimon's getting so sleepy.
के सुनाई दे रहा है. हेलो, सुनाई दे रहा है. तो
What was that sound?
There it is. It's coming from that direction.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
Oh.
But there's no way we can get down there.
Something is off about the interior here.
ऐसा है वो, समझ रहे हो? ओके.
As I thought, there's a hidden structure.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital into this one. Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms around here. Let's keep exploring.
Okay, let's see. Hold on, let me change my characters now. Okay, hold on. Let's see, Miko.
Whatever would you do without me?
I can't do anything without you, my sweet lady. Hold on. Okay, that's good. Let's see. Okay, there we go. We don't have anything to do. Okay. There we go. Visham. Okay, we have to find something outside. Okay, outside. Okay, not here though. My bad. Okay, outside. Okay. Let's see upside, right? Like, I don't know. Hold on. Abe!
Into the wind.
Okay, there we go. Like I told you, I'm the pro. Okay. Wow. Yo, chill.
One with nature. The clouds high. The birds come.
Right now, right here.
Okay, we need now Neil. No, not Neil. Oh. We need. Okay,
Everything's ready. Let's go.
let's go. Okay, hold on.
Time to go.
As I told you, like, okay, there we go. Here is another one. Dun 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 dun.
Into the wind.
Right now, right here. Nothing lasts forever.
One with nature.
Torn to oblivion!
The wind knows me.
Illusion shattered!
Fly! Fight this on your side.
Chala.
Into the wind.
I know she's not powerful, but that's good. Okay, maybe the last one is there.
Time to go.
If I'm not wrong. Let's see. Nah, it's there. I thought it. Hold on. Let me. Maybe it's here. No.
Time to go.
Maybe the last one is. Hold on. Here we go.
Wind strike. The wind knows me.
Wait, hold on. ये अनएक्सपेक्टेड था. अगर इसके ऊपर जाए कैसे अब? वाह. ओके. ये डाउट आ रहा था पहले से ही. उन्होंने कितना बिल्ड किया है बे. हालांकि गेम डेवलपर मजा क्या बे. साला कौन इतना डेवलप कर सकता है सीरियसली. लाइक मुझे कुछ तो मिला है और वो मेरे पास नहीं था शायद से. लेट्स सी है. Swing.
Into the wind. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
Right now. A sight to behold.
Now you shall perish!
Okay. That one is unexpected. Okay, hold on.
Illusion shattered.
Okay, भाई ये क्या था बे?
Who says there aren't benefits to a life of wandering? I follow the wind.
Okay.
The wind knows me.
There is no escape.
Shine down. Ha.
मुझे इसका आइडिया नहीं था सीरियसली.
Torn to oblivion. There is no escape.
Dear me. Emerge. Right here. Nothing lasts forever.
बाप रे कितना मीट मिला मुझे.
Time to go. Into the wind.
Shine down.
ओके होल्ड ऑन. ये मर गए. अबे ये सोया है कि मरा है?
Illusion shattered.
इन्वेस्टिगेट. ओके. ओह चलो अच्छी बात है. एटलीस्ट 10,000 तो मिला. ओके. hold on. Is there any way to go outside? Nah, I don't think so. यहाँ पर हमने देखा नहीं अभी तक. Let's see. चलो. ओ भाई तो मजदूरी करवा रहे हैं भाई. ओके अब मुझे समझ आया कि ये कैसे बनता है. ये लोग रखते हुए. Oh, okay. Now I got it.
Into the wind. Clouds high. The birds.
There is no escape.
Right now. Go on. Open it up. Show me what's inside.
चलो.
One with nature.
Shine down.
I don't know. I don't want to die. Okay, ये क्या था?
There is no escape.
Into the wind.
यो बहुत मीट मिला बे. बहुत मीट मिला. ओके इसके लिए आए थे हम यहाँ पर. ओके दैट्स गुड. ओके बाहर जाने के लिए कुछ रास्ता है क्या यहाँ पर? Hold on, let me.
Let's go get ourselves some answers.
Can I go catch up on my...
चुप है. हर बार सोने का ही रहता है क्या तुम्हें? हम इधर नहीं गए थे अभी तक ना. ओके देयर वी गो.
Illusion shattered.
भाई बहुत मिला रॉ मीट. ये सही किया उन्होंने सीरियसली.
Time to go.
There we go.
One with nature.
Going down.
मुझे पता नहीं पर मैं क्यों नहीं मारता, पर मुझे पसंद नहीं मारना उनको.
The wind knows her.
There is no escape.
बहुत मिला बे, बहुत मिला. यहाँ पर भी पड़ा जाए. गॉड फॉर गॉड.
Into the wind.
ओके. So here we go. के वहां पर क्या है? Escape from the hospital. I got it now, but मुझे जाना है ऊपर. Hold on. Maybe I thought the telepoint here, but maybe it's upper side or maybe it's in down side. Like I don't know. Yep. So we have to go there now. Maybe it's here. This side. There we go.
Check out me.
भाई मुझे नहीं चाहिए अभी, नहीं तो मैं मार देता हूँ उनको. बहुत सारे मिल जाते.
Time to go.
ओके. भाई कहाँ निकल जाता है वो रोड? सीरियसली यहाँ पर अंदर गए तो इतना समझ लियो बाहर आने के वांदे तुम्हारे. सीरियसली. बट अभी कोई सीन नहीं, हमने कर लिया है. There we go. We can go everywhere now. Emergency notice. A patient 2301 found it or something. Okay. Emergency notice पढ़ ली हमने. वो बिरयानी थी यहाँ पर. Hold on, यहाँ पर बिरयानी थी. Keep a balanced diet regularly, maintain body. Monday minty bean soup, touch lunch, curry shrimp salad, biryani lunch, fish with cream sauce, potato fuck. Oh, that's one good. Seriously, biryani is life. If you know, then you know. अमोंडी भाई, मैं तो पढ़ना पहली बार नाम सुन रहा हूँ. अमोंडी बिमोंडी भाई क्या था भाई? ओके. ओल्ड. इसके कितने मिलेंगे? ओल्ड वास के हैं शायद से मिल सकते भाई.
Look, there's someone over there. Good idea. Let's approach him slowly without a.
कर क्या रहा था? ये फंस गया था क्या इधर?
Wait. You're...
He can't speak, and his eyes are unfocused. But he looks too young to be anyone's grandfather. Also, why is he the only one here?
Didn't expect to see him here.
You know him?
अबे कौन है
He's
बे?
Razak, a senior of mine at the academia.
Oh.
He's a scholar too? Is he the kind that holes up in a forest and mumbles stuff about training?
No. And that's the problem. Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life. Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone means that we might be too late. Looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. Perhaps they simply didn't have time to come back for him. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something heavy.
Loaded with people?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry, as if they were afraid of being caught. In their haste, they failed to notice Razak hiding in a corner. The symptoms are identical. Looks like we found living proof.
Huh? Why do you say that?
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall your time at Port Ormos. Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
मुझे नहीं पता, याद नहीं मुझे. हाँ, अब समझ में.
Oh, now that you mention it, they're acting the same way.
Correct. The academia is behind all of this. It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, the academia spread a false rumor of the Scarlet King's resurrection, emphasizing the role of the village keepers, the mad scholars who were exiled to Aru village. These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru village leapt into action. Unbeknownst to them, of course, through rounding up the scholars, they were actually helping the academia, as well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends. This scheme has one further advantage to the academia. All the risks and responsibilities are offloaded onto the Scarlet King's followers. Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since the Scarlet King's death all those years ago. Beneath the surface, feelings of desperation are widespread. Many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better. Anyone looking to exploit that for their own ends simply needs to make a few empty promises. Even if complications arise, people will see that those involved are all followers of the Scarlet King, and look for no further explanation than differences of belief. A deep-seated mistrust of the desert and everyone in it by the rest of Sumeru will make sure of that. The notion of an academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem like a simple strategy, but it is able to work wonders under Sumeru's current circumstances.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's in line with the village chief's theory, too. But there's still one very important question. Wasn't it the academia that brought the scholars to Aru village in the first place? Why does it want them back now?
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. The scholars' identity. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, they become missing persons. An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, that is brought into question. If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them. That makes missing people an ideal resource.
Resource? For what exactly?
One possibility is that the information in their brains could be extracted into knowledge capsules.
Extracted? You mean canned knowledge comes from people's brains?
With the technology of the Sumeru Academia, it's entirely possible. Perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they cry out in the dead of night, when no one is watching them.
So, the human brain... Nope, nah, Paimon doesn't want to think about this.
I'm the Academia scribe, after all. I'm familiar with their projects. Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule were extracted from his mind. But something went wrong in the process. Or perhaps his curiosity got the better of him, and he used such a capsule for himself.
Paimon's a little confused. Can they just use anyone's brain?
हाँ भाई, पहली बार बोलती है पर इसकी आवाज ही नहीं आती भाई, साला मन में बोल रही है. It's okay, मैं बोल रहा हूँ. It's also safe to assume that this knowledge has something to do with the photo.
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer.
Okay.
That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life's pursuit. Extracting canned knowledge is just one of the extreme measures they turn to. However, I can't help but wonder, What do they seek to gain from divine knowledge? The academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden knowledge. But what is their ultimate goal? I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule, but to no avail. It seems like my way of thinking is too different from theirs.
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting your hands on this forbidden stuff?
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge, but I'm not particularly interested in gods, so I don't share their degree of zealotry. Extracting information from
भाई
people
लौंडा
as if they
वाइब
were
तगड़ा है.
lifeless objects? If this is the direction of academic progress, then the academia may as well shut its doors.
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Of course. The academia's actions run contrary
मैं
to
जा
their
रहा अभी ठीक है.
rules. Whether it be academics or knowledge, everything has its boundaries. If those lines are crossed, the rules and order that govern everything in the world will be destroyed. This matter needs to be corrected. Just like fixing a typo in a book.
Wait, didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for those poor people?
Not to be callous, but no. My criteria are a little more restrictive than that. There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the rest of Teyvat as well. What do you plan to do about that? Save every last person?
Maybe.
Probably not. Paimon's not sure.
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith into strength or heroism. I do what I want. The divine knowledge capsule
मुझे
is
कैरेक्टर
something I want to
निभाना है भाई
investigate in full.
अली हातम का.
That doesn't mean I'm willing to
अली
take
हातम.
action for the sake of a few strangers.
अली हातम उसको केस के लिए सेव कर रहे हैं हम, ठीक है. अगर ये अच्छा रहा तो भाई मुझको है ना एक अच्छा कैरेक्टर चाहिए नो, एकदम अच्छा.
Paimon's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the academia, but you're not one of them. You're their weirdo.
You're probably right. Though I must say, I quite enjoy this feeling of being the odd one out. Uniqueness is also an asset, is it not?
Yep, is it?
That's a great way to think about it. Paimon's really impressed. If only Miss Shani had a similar mindset, her life would definitely be a lot easier.
I'm just a more likable person than her in general. There's nothing more to it than that.
अबे इसका क्या करे भाई?
He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us. We'll work out our next step after we return to Aru village.
Okay. Okay, there we go. At least भाई लौंडे को उधर लेके जाते हैं, उधर फेंक देते हैं, मिशन खत्म. चल अंदर. मैं जानबूझकर माउस से यूज नहीं कर रहा हूँ भाई, एक हाथ से खेल लो गेम में. इंटरेस्टिंग लगी स्टोरी वैसे मुझे.
We're back.
You must be tired. You should rest and take some water.
तुम किसको बोल रहे हो बे?
What's the situation?
Who's this?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. Nevertheless, he's one of the people we're trying to find.
Okay, you tell everyone what you saw in the... Okay.
So, at one point in time, the abandoned Elazar hospital served as the academia's site for extracting divine Canton knowledge.
Yep, pretty much.
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru village, since divine Canton knowledge has been in circulation for a while now. Yet, they fled once we were headed to the village, almost as if they knew we were on their trail. Why is that?
Yeah, why is that?
We may have a mole in our midst. One of us could be secretly revealing our whereabouts to the academia.
अरे चलना भाई जल्दी, कितना दम से चल रहा बे.
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue. Sino, you're the reason why they can predict our movements.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words very carefully.
मारो भाई
It is simply a
मारो.
logical inference. I have my reasons.
So what you're saying is... Sino's the mole. Interesting. And here I thought you were the most suspicious one, Al-Haytham. Since you were always acting alone.
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Before you can take action against someone, you are required to have all the facts available, including the less than savory details. Simply put, the academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive information. Knowing their modus operandi, wouldn't you expect them to take precautions against you? If you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make sure that you can avoid its bite.
The academia is monitoring me?
It's not that simple. The
हमें क्या
academia
पता?
has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have a special protocol for dealing with you. Every so often comes a Nyagarbaha day. On this day, the
Garba.
academia enters new information into the Akasha through knowledge capsules. I
Garba
remember
day?
seeing the
Abe.
thick notebook next to the control panel once. Its contents were all about the General Mahamatra, his activities throughout the day, preferred methods of enacting judgment, everything.
You're saying that the academia entered my
चलो ना बे, मेरे को
information into
जाना है
the
बे।
Akasha
कितना
too?
धरा धरा धरा
But
धरा
what's the
धरा
point
जा
in
बे
doing
इनका
that?
धीरे 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 धीरे
My actions
हैं?
aren't important enough to be added into the Akasha.
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would depart, the route you would follow, your destination. It knew all of this.
It predicted my every move.
The academia has been watching you longer than you think.
चलो जल्दी लौंडो, क्या धीरे 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 चल रहे बे?
So that's how it is. Sino adheres to his principles so strongly that he's actually a thorn in their side. Tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the academia. They need scholars who are easily pliable and mindlessly go after anything they can profit from. Sino, don't take it to heart. This just proves how much of a trustworthy ally you are.
They escaped because of me.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
Exactly.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to guess where they went.
Whoa, you bounced back fast.
There is always an opportunity for safety after danger passes.
Oh, so that's how it is! Paimon gets it now. If the academia is trying to avoid Sino, then the safest place would be... Yep, that's right!
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going.
You are getting smarter, Paimon. Sure.
I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! After him!
Please, wait! I want to go too!
अबे रुक बे इधर ही।
You want to go too? If so, you have to promise you'll stay safe.
I want
मुझे क्यों लग रहा है यही रहेगा?
I promise I'll be careful and not cause any trouble.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
अबे इधर ही रुक जाती ना कैंडी, तुझे क्या प्रॉब्लम है बे उसको रखने का?
Let's go! Remember to pack some food with you. Paimon feels like
उसको दूध
we're
पिलाने का।
missing someone though.
समझ रहे हो तुम? अरे बकरी का बोल रहा, बकरी का ना है। ओके होल्ड ऑन। ओके तो मैं भी अभी के लिए इतना ही करते हैं भाई, बस सीरियसली बस 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 बस। हम क्या करते हैं, इधर बैठ लेते हैं भाई, मिलते हैं बाद में। ओके और कैंडिस के पास बैठे थोड़ा सा हल्का उसके पे। हाय
I'll be awaiting your...
अरे कोई ना, मैं इधर बैठ लेता। ओके गाइस, थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग द स्ट्रीम। अभी जा रहे हैं,
I'll be awaiting your...
ठीक है। ओके चलो अभी थोड़ा इधर टाइम पास करते हैं और मैं जा रहा हूँ। अभी मिलते हैं शाम की स्ट्रीम में, और आज हम शाम को शायद से मेट्रो लाइट रेडर्स खेलेंगे, यानी उसका दूसरा पार्ट है शायद मेट्रो लाइट का, वो खेलेंगे। नहीं तो हमारी गोस्ट रिकॉन कंटिन्यू चलेगी। तो या अगर 1 घंटे में आएगा हमारा रेसिडेंट इविल 7 का लास्ट पार्ट, और वो गेम ख़त्म हो गई है टोटल, तो तुम जाके वो लास्ट पार्ट भी देख लेना। तो मिलते हैं रात की स्ट्रीम में, तब तक के लिए अपना ख्याल रखो। लव यू ऑल, बाय बाय, सायोनारा, बाय बाय।